Back at familiar territory. I'm on Pennsylvania 94, Sheet Iron Road, turn off there. Back here, there, somewhere, that's where I started my PA hike last time. Now we're going north to Alec Kennedy Shelter, I believe, for the night. Tomorrow morning I'll go from Alec Kennedy into Boiling Springs, meet a couple friends, go on up to Darlington Shelter. From Darlington the next day we'll go into Duncannon back to the car. So should be a good trip. Big rocks. Went through several of those so far here in Pennsylvania. About a half mile from Alec Kennedy Shelter, just got water. The little creek crossing, I'll look up the name of it. It's half a mile south. People say the creek at the shelter is probably dry. Good time to fill up here. So I got a 3 liter. Where are we at? There we go. 3 liter Ceanoc. Not looking forward to packing that uphill half mile, but or so. Anyway, got water. Just made it to Alec Kennedy Shelter. It's very close to the spring I stopped at. I think you can see the spring downhill, down there, not far at all. Here's the shelter. My stuff. So far, I'm alone tonight, which will be fine. Be nice and quiet. Privy or 2. Just up the hill there, and a little bit back there. So seems to be a really nice place. Very clean, very quiet. Shelter looks really good. Of course I won't sleep in it, but it looks nice. Time to get set up before it gets dark. Left Alec Kennedy Shelter a little while ago, packed up in the moonlight and got out of there before sunup. It's a bit of a noisy shelter. There's a train track not too far away, so you hear trains during the night. A couple other hikers came in after dark. Of course, you know, I set up too close to the shelter from normal, and that makes for a little bit of noise. So from now on, I'll stay away from the shelter a good bit. Just making the first little hill climb on my way to Boiling Springs to meet a couple friends. Not sure what this marker is, but I'll look it up later. Try to put it up. View is decent. Sun's not up yet, as you can see. Get back to where the sun is. There it is. Or at least that's where it will be. So Boiling Springs is most likely right back there in the background, if you can see it. Should be there in about an hour and a half at the most. Left Boiling Springs a few minutes ago with others in tow. Got there right at 8 o'clock, a little before 8 o'clock. It was good. Boiling Springs, cute little town, nice lake. We're on a nearly flat hike for about 12 miles till we get close to Darlington Shelter. Then we go up over a little hill and pretty well there. So only thing is there's no water between Boiling Springs and the shelter. Shouldn't be a problem though, it's cool. We're making real good trail time. We just crossed I-81. We should get into Darlington Shelter probably an hour earlier than I'd planned on. I planned to try to be there by 4, but we may get there by 3, maybe 3:30 latest, depends on terrain. It's flat going all the way up. In the background, in there, we pretty well cross this valley, go up over that hill ridge, drop down the other side, and that should be the shelter. So we're not too far, about 4 miles direct, maybe 4.5. Probably about 4.5 miles on the trail, so should be good, should be easy. Just came up the hill, coming northbound, going to Darlington Shelter. Stairs up there were a little bit of, more than I expected them to be. I should be almost at the shelter. I'm just up on top. Beautiful view of Cumberland Valley back there. Anybody comes through should stop for a few and take a look. I should be facing northbound, wherever the view from the shelter is. A little tired. Other guys are on their way up the hill. I wanted to get up here and look for a water source and see what things are like. All good though, good hike. I made Darlington Shelter. Don't know what time it is. I'll put time up later. Nice looking shelter. Very clean, very sturdy, very good. Places to sit, places to eat. Little campfire. Privy off that way. Plenty of good flat ground, good decent hammock spots. That's what we'll be doing tonight. Coming off the hill from Darlington Shelter, it's a little warmer up there last night than it was the night before. Much quieter. Stars were good. Moon come up pretty bright. Bunch of people, probably 8 extra people came in, close to dark. So this time I set up away from the shelter. Much better. Off the hill, the trail settles down. Gets pretty decent. Weather's good so far. It's not getting cold like it did the night before. So we'll clock some miles and see you later. It's hard to see through the video, but as soon as I get about another 100 yards over there, I should be starting around a 350-foot ascent that is probably, it's the steepest on this part of the trail I've done. So I just finished that ascent. It's probably around 350 feet. I'll look it up vertical. It's pretty steep. It was just up, not a lot of switchbacks, just straight up. Not straight up, but straight angular up the hill. It didn't do any switchbacks, no pauses. But I'm on top, so we're on top from here for about 5.5 miles till we're almost at Duncannon. Then it's drop down and find a burger somewhere. Somebody in Duncannon is giving up a burger today. I'll tell you now. It's happening. Great hike though still. Just when we thought it made it down all clear, coming down almost to the bottom of the hill, little last bit from PA taking us uphill a good bit, good steep climb up, and then we'll go back down, cross the road, bridge. I don't know if we can see it back there. And it's through the trees too much. It's back that way, I believe. Cars parked back there, so it's just another probably 2 miles maybe. Then we'll either be finding burgers here in Duncannon or back to the Boiling Springs Tavern. Highly recommended. We'll see.